Dating in Miami.
Dating in Tampa.
Dating in Orlando.
If you're wondering what the dating scene is like for girls in Miami.
Welcome back to The Dating View. In today's video, we're taking a closer look at the reality of dating in Florida. Men and women share their personal experiences, the struggles they've faced, and the challenges of trying to find a meaningful partner in today's modern dating world. From lifestyle differences to expectations in the fast-paced social scene. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos about the reality of modern dating.
All right, Tampa dating from a guy's POV, because I see at least twice a week a girl complaining about the guys in Tampa. So I'm going to give you our point of view. If I do anything wrong, by the way, call me out. Fair. I'm calling you guys out. Call me out if I'm doing something wrong. It helps everyone out at the end of the day. First things first. If you keep going to these same spots and expecting a different outcome, you are the problem. It's that fucking simple. It's not that hard to figure shit out, right? If you're going to 511, Ybor, you're going to Lower Deck every single weekend, and you're trying to find the love of your life, and you keep failing, you know, I would have figured that one pretty quick, that there's a probably, 100% chance that there's an issue that those aren't the places you're going to find them. I have couple guy friends, greatest guys in the world, will do anything for anyone, and I know if they had a girlfriend, they would do anything for her. Problem is, they don't go to 511, they don't go to Ybor, they don't go to these bars or social spots. They just go to work, they go to the gym, and they just hang out with their family or friends, but not at these like bars or, more social places, I guess. Occasionally, yes, they'll go to Armature Works. Yes, they'll go to Run Club. But when they go to Run Club, they aren't there to socialize. They are there for Run Club, right? You are there to run. Straight up. Next thing's next. This might be me complaining now, right? I might sound like a crybaby when I say this. Don't care. Really don't, because it's happened at least 4 or 5 times this year where I have taken girls out on dates. This is going to get weird, right? I've had the instance of buying girls flowers and being called obsessive. I have been called clingy for planning a date out and then saying, hey, I'm available Friday. Are you available Friday? We should do A, B, and C. Clingy. Sorry. Oh, didn't know that one. That's crazy to me. Oh, and also, I will always lay it out from the beginning exactly what I want, right? I want a relationship. You want a relationship? Cool. I'm not trying to waste my time. I don't want to waste yours either. So, explain to me why this has happened multiple times this year where I have taken a girl out multiple dates. Let's say it usually happens between the 3rd and 5th date. Hits me with, I just want something casual. Like, right when you get attached is when they hit you with that shit. It is insane to me. Insane. And I know I'm not the only problem because I've heard this from multiple people. But it just blows my mind. Like, this is only a Tampa thing. I swear. I'll talk to people from Connecticut. I'll talk to people from New York. It doesn't happen there because people are just straight up with you there. Even Europe, straight up with you. Here, nah, they tag you along just a tiny bit. I don't know if they like the attention. What I could give 2 fucks, really. Anyways, yeah. Please, before you go on a date with anyone, if you're a girl, guy, please, for the love of God, know what you want so you don't waste each other's time, and also don't hurt each other. It's not hard to figure this shit out, but apparently it's a whole fucking math equation here in Tampa.
These are things I learned about the Miami dating market after living here for 6 months. First thing is that the city has a lot of sex appeal. The women look good, the guys look good, everybody's fit, tan, jacked, tattoos, jewelry, nice cars, etc. So with that being said, I've noticed that your looks and your sex appeal hold less weight in comparison to other cities. Now, previous to this, I lived in Orlando, and before that, I lived in even smaller towns, and women were more likely to choose and look at you and take note of your look and your sex appeal. Here, women can care less. And the reason is because they see it all the time. And so whatever is not rare is inherently not valuable. So instead of it being a luxury, it's more so a requirement. Now also, I've realized that Miami is very status driven alongside with looks. The type of watch you have, the type of car you drive, your social group, your connections, the type of events you can get access to, the type of parties you go to, whether or not you got a table or not at Live. What I'm finding out more and more is more so about who you know, which comes down to who you are. Now, also what I've realized about the women in Miami is that they're very desensitized to men overall. Women here have so much access and options that it literally makes them delusional. And not only that, you're in competition with the guys in her DMs who are athletes and celebrities, the guy who is inviting her on a yacht, the guy who is inviting her to a table, the guy who is inviting her to a free dinner. It is constant competition. Now, this is for the very attractive woman, the upper echelon. You can definitely find a humble, cute girl in Kendall or somewhere. But if she's in Brickell, she's in Midtown, she's in Edgewater, she's in Wynwood, and she's attractive, it's raps, bro.
So I went on a date yesterday with a guy that I met on Hinge, and we went to get drinks, right? It was at like a nice lounge in a hotel, and let me tell you, this man tried to kiss me, and I was like, oh, haha, I don't kiss on the first date. The whole date changed. Girl, the date ended. He was furious. He was so furious that he literally was speeding to drop me back home and got pulled over. And I'm like, this is crazy, all because I wouldn't kiss him, to the point where he's driving like this with his shoulder to me, and then every time the light would turn red, he would do this and be driving. I'm just like, yo, because I wouldn't kiss him, a man that I never met a day in my life, I wouldn't kiss him on the first date. Also, he invited me to his crib, and I was like, I'm not coming to your crib. Like, I can literally rob you for all you know, and you're inviting strangers to your crib. I should have just cut it dead, but I didn't. But can you believe that this man was so mad that I wouldn't kiss him? Like, it's crazy. Like, if you think I'm gonna kiss you on the first date, you're crazy.
If you're wondering what the dating scene is like for girls in Miami, I went out this weekend and I got hit on by 2 guys. I was chatting it up with one. He asked me what I do for work. I told him. I asked him what he does for work. He works for ICE. I said, wrap it up. I'm Mexican, we don't go together. That's a no. The second guy was sitting in a little swivel chair at the bar, and he made it a point to be messing with my chair so I would turn around and talk to him. Posted his wife and 3 children today on his story. The summer I stopped dating.
Dating is fucked for regular men in Miami. I mean, it's fucked for wealthy men too, but for regular men in Miami. And the issue isn't really the money. It's not that the girls are gold diggers. Everyone thinks every girl is a gold digger. That's just not the reality. The reality is that they don't get enough access to you. As a dude in Miami, every girl is getting invited to plans that are 10 times better than yours. And so that's where the girls are. For example, on Sunday, you asked her to go to the beach. You know what she said? She originally said yes, but then she got hit up by me for a 100-foot pristine, never chartered yacht to Palm Tree for Tiesto, front row. Like, sorry, like, you're not getting access to her. And, to be fair, right? Like, if you built a lot of attraction, like, I see a lot of girls with these, like, ugly, disgusting, like, loser, piece of shit drug dealers. Or, like, dudes who are absolutely broken, Miami. I do see it. But generally, they get access through some place like a school. I have one girl that I love to invite out. I honestly have, like, kind of a big crush on. And she was talking to one of my other girls about how this guy is disrespecting her and treating her like shit. And he's like broke and she like paid for some of his shit. And I'm just like, why would you ever spend time with that? Like, I'm inviting you on crazy, crazy events. But she met him through a school because there she has access and time to meet him and build a relationship. But in like regular world, that's not school, regular Miami, you're in your early mid-20s, you're trying to date, every single girl has way better plans and they will drop your plans to go do the better ones. And it's not even them trying to be a dick. It's just like they want to go out with their friends and have a great time. And they know they're guaranteed an amazing, incredible experience. So why would they roll the dice with you? They barely know you. And the only way you're going to ever see them or meet them or have enough time to get with them is if you're making between 20 and 40 grand a month and you can just drop $5,000 on a table once a month and meet them. And then maybe they like you enough outside the club that they'll hang out with you another time. You can do something less expensive. Like a lot of these girls, if I ask them to dinner or whatever, they'd probably be like, yeah, sure, why not? And the reason is because they know they're going to do cool stuff with me in the future. They love hanging out with me. They have a great time with me when they go out. And they had enough time to build rapport with me. It just takes time to build that relationship. And so access in Miami is very, very, very difficult.
I'm going to tell y'all what it's like dating in Miami, right? Because dating in Miami is cooked. I'm not dating him, right? So this is what it's like, right? and I'm not saying like this isn't 100%, but it's damn near 90, right? As a woman, girls here, most of them want to be taken care of, as you know, whatever, as they should. You know, men provide. But this is the men's mindset, right? Why would I pay all your bills, right, and be loyal to you, yada yada yada, when I could do that for probably someone better looking, and she's gonna let me have a side, right? And I hear it all the time, right? Like I know I have a couple exes that, like, you know, they had everything they wanted, materialistic, this, that, and the third, but they had to be okay with being one of many. And then men here don't really know how to control their lust, so it's really hard for us, you know. And there's too much temptation, like just another baddie. So same for the women, you know. The women, it's harder for them because there's just so much the lifestyle, you know. Let's say you find a decent guy, but then you're not getting what you want out of him, and then you see that there's other options for you, and it's just like, oh well, this guy, you know, pay my bills, this, that, and third, and so boom, they go to that, and then they get broken. So it's like, it's just and then everybody sleeps with everybody. The value of sex is zero here, right? So like, you might think that you'll sleep with somebody, right? And somehow, some way, somebody knows that person. You know, you'll be like, oh, you know, I met a guy, yada yada yada. Boom, your ex fucked his ex, or he got with somebody that your friends know somehow. It's just all interconnected, and it's crazy how small this town really is. Like, it's big, but it's small. Everybody knows everybody. And then I think the real good girls, though, like, they're really being Kendall, on God. You know, the wives being Kendall, you know, majority. If she's downtown, you're cooked. Like most of the time. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying 100%, but most of the time, you're cooked. You're cooked. It is what it is. And then same for the men. If the guy's downtown, like, bro, there's just too much temptation, whether that be going out to the club all the time, or girls, or just, you know, it's like there's another lifestyle, there's another side of Miami, but it's like really hard to like get into that. And it's like the fitness and the this, and then all the girls here, a lot of the girls here are, you know, BBL bandits, a lot of work done, and then they, you know, they get on like Ozempic, and it's just like, being in a foreign country, when I was in a foreign country, the girls were just naturally beautiful. So like, if I meet somebody, I ain't gonna lie, it's probably gonna be like somewhere over there, and I'm gonna just have to marry him and bring him back to the States. Wouldn't be my first time I married for fucking citizenship, so, you know, I don't know. Dating in general is cooked, but like dating in Miami is actually fucking cooked.
Let's talk about dating in Orlando, because complicated topic. Because I feel like Orlando, it's not like Miami. It's not as bad as Miami, but it's also, it's on the way. It's not that easy either. So I'm gonna talk for me. Do I date in Orlando? No. Why? Well, first of all, because I don't settle. I date based on what it is, not on what I imagine it to be. I don't date potential. And that's what a lot of people do, dude. A lot of people just date the idea of somebody instead of dating what that person already is. And I understand that you want to imagine and you want to think they're going to be better, but listen, they might not. And especially in today's society, we have an issue with committing. Like, we just can't commit. Like, that's just what it is. Like, people find the easy way out, and people find an excuse on why you're right and that person is wrong, and they just escape from the relationship, and the pride just eats the entire relationship, and it's just a whole shit show. But maybe I'm tripping, and maybe I've just been very unlucky. I just want to know what you guys think in the comments.
If you ever want to know what it's like being a single girl navigating through the dating world in her 20s, specifically living in Miami, the other day I got into my friend's elevator with a bunch of my friends, and I walk in and deadpan look in the eyes a guy that has seen me naked on multiple occasions. Not like a one-night stand, like multiple times. Have this man's number in my phone, could have texted him right then and there. We look at each other, don't say a word, elevator doors close, we go 40 flights down, and we stop 3 times. 3 times we stop. We don't speak one word, not one, not a hello, not even like a head nod, not even like a what's up. Literally not a single word is spoken. We get to the bottom floor, we both walk out, go our separate ways, no interaction, nothing, not a single, not a whoop, not an oi, not a head nod, not a wink. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how dating in Miami goes. For me, anyway. Maybe not for the rest of you. Maybe people that don't pick shitty people.
Dating in Tampa makes me feel like I am trying to pull a pine needle out of a hog's ass, okay? Like, it's ass. Dating in Tampa is ASS. Part of me is like, okay, I want to give up on dating completely in Tampa, just be alone, maybe move to the woods, move to the middle of nowhere, cut everyone off, delete all social media. And another part of me is like, okay, just keep giving it a go. I just feel like in Tampa, no one wants to settle down. It's very Peter Pan and Neverland. It's just not working. There's so many endless options. No one wants to be in an actual relationship. No one wants to work on stuff. I don't know what to do. I guess I just give up. What do I do? What do you do?
So I moved to Florida and I go on Hinge and I'm like, man, I gotta find someone here. All right. So the first girl I see that I match with, she's got like a tattoo down her back, and then she also has like a butterfly on the back of her arm. So I'm like, clean, easy. That'll be an easy kill. So I DM her, we start talking, we go out, we get drinks, politics comes up. I hate going there, but you know, it's actually because I'm from California, I have like really good practice. So I was like, listen, you know, honestly, I just want you to do whatever you think is best for you. And that's the line I used. You know, I said, you know, if you think that's pro-choice, if you think that's pro-life, that's what I believe. I think that's ultimately the best I can do here is just be a male and support you. Needless to say, we had a really fun time that night. I forget her name, but she texted me saying that like she was pregnant or something, and I said, listen, like, just get rid of it, you know? Like, I was very clear on my politics. I'm a leftist. I kind of just want you to abort your babies so I can just continue to do that and have fun.
I really have to tell this story, so I really hope that you stay till the end and finish this story out. Anyway, today I got a message request on Instagram, and I opened my message request, and I'm like, it's some guy. I open his profile, I'm like, this guy looks familiar, and I'm like, I definitely remember this guy from Hinge, because this same shirtless nipples out photo that is his Instagram profile photo, I definitely saw that on his Hinge profile. I remember every pair of nipples that I see. And so he comments on one of my stories. I'm like, okay. I look at him like, should I even respond? Because I'm like not really interested. He's conventionally attractive, but I just was not interested. Especially because his nipples were in his Instagram profile picture. Like, I don't know what he thinks, but it's real strict around here in terms of stuff like that. Anyway, he tells me, I'm like, did you find me from Hinge? Because I'm way too direct of a person. I know I'm living in South Florida, but I grew up on Long Island. Like, I am very direct. And it took a little acclimating when I first moved here, but I think I've mastered the discernment of how direct I can be. And I was like, did you find me off of Hinge? Did you find me off of Hinge? And how did you do that? Because my Instagram is not, the only thing that correlates is the first name Lauren, because I don't want people from work finding me on Instagram either. So I have a clown ass username. And so he's like, no, you came up on my feed. And I was like, that's crazy, because my Instagram explore page is not just a bunch of like random men. And he was like, oh no, like I wanted to give him like the benefit of the doubt, but he was like, no, you came up on my feed. Like, when I was scrolling down my feed, it came up as a suggested profile. And it's like, I know that I've been suggested other people's profiles before, but I get like suggested like home inspo, cooking, like a lot of pickleball. But I'm like, bro, you just told me that your whole Instagram is hot girls. And I was like, I'm laughing out loud right now. He's like, oh, this is embarrassing. And then like tried to like slide in. I was like, yeah, shoot or shoot. But like, I'm laughing out loud right now. And I don't know what to say, because I know that's not for me. But you just slid into my DMs and admitted that your Instagram is full of hot girls and you think I'm gonna talk to you, the bar is in hell.
Let's talk about the truth behind the Miami dating scene. First came to Miami, I thought that the dating life was going to be super easy because, you know, you're always meeting new people, you're going to parties, but I didn't realize, like, that's just not how it is here. Like, also, I'm a freshman, so most people aren't looking for that. At least this was until the other day when I was talking to one of my friends, and they told me about this app called Around. Okay, so this is what the app looks like. That's my profile, and these are the people around me. Of course, I was curious, and I downloaded it. But one night, the super cute guy I've been noticing sent me a request on it. So, you know, we started talking, we went on a date, and the entire time it was red flags. Like, he was constantly looking around at other girls and looking at his phone the entire time. And then I accidentally got a little sneak peek of his phone, and I realized that he'd been requesting other girls on the app the entire night. I was, like, literally thinking, how are you so stupid that you did not realize this? But moral of the story is, Around is actually pretty cool for meeting people around campus, or for me around the Grove or Brickell, all those places like that. It gives you the courage to talk to people that you wouldn't talk to in real life. Like, you gotta go up to them now. But you know, watch out for them red flags, right? But anyways, if you see me on campus, send me a request through the app Around so we can meet up and we can be friends. Love you guys.
We're gonna talk about the dating culture at UMiami. So, do we think it's easy to find a boyfriend at this school? No. Short answer is no. Are there good people at this school? Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Definitely, like, can find people. If you wanted to. Depends what you're involved with. Who you surround yourself with. At a frat party. There are some good frat boys, don't worry. I would not say are, like, boyfriend. These are all generalizations as well, obviously, but do a lot of our friends have boyfriends? No. Low-key, like, if anything, it's long distance. Like, low-key, it's not boys here. We know a lot of girls that are in long distance relationships. Yeah. Like, what, one friend that has a boyfriend? Yeah, I know a few girls who, like, met their boyfriends down here. Really? Yeah. I guess I know. Do we think it's more difficult to find a boyfriend at this school than other schools? Yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
When I went to Alabama, like, everyone had a boyfriend, like this.
You think it's harder here?
But yes.
I think that
and this
culture is everywhere.
Yeah,
Southern schools, the culture is more like ring by spring.
It's like, I feel like people down here, they don't feel the need to, like, be in a relationship.
More of the story, if you're looking for a relationship, I feel like it might be harder here, but you can definitely find one. Compared to, like, other schools. Nightlife scene and it's very big here. People are, like, looking to have fun.
Like to have fun.
Hope this helps.
My girlfriend and I recently got Hinge again, and it's actually so depressing. I feel like it makes me feel more scared about, like, my future with men. And I've definitely come to realize that, like, Miami is not the place you find your husband. And I think what's hard is that, like, what distracts you from it is that your dates are really fun regardless. Like, you're gonna have a great time, but it's not real. Like, it's not a lasting connection. It's not someone that you can actually see your future with. And that's the confusing part, is that you have, like, endless amazing dates and you get kind of, like, mixed up in the magic of it, but they aren't your husband. Like, they're not husband material. I've been on Raya for years, and, like, Raya's cool and stuff. It's nice that you meet people from all over, but half the time you're talking to people from, like, Australia. And it's also, like, just like an app to, like, flex. I mean, I've had probably 2 or 3 longer situationships from Raya, but nothing that's, like, lasting. Someone I'm like, yes, you are my person. And the thing about Miami is I think a lot of the guys here, like, they come here to escape. They're here for 2 to 3 years. They're here to, like, you know, have fun with their friends, date gorgeous girls, tell you the world. They'll tell you the first date. Like, they're complete love bombers. You have, again, the most amazing dates. They say, you know, I want you to be my wife. That's, like, immediate red flag. I know how that's gonna end. I think having Hinge has just made it more real. It's been like, okay, this is the dating market. Like, oh, you know, even when I go out, like, there are guys that are in the scene and I meet them at these, like, grand places, and, you know, they're not men that are planning for a woman to have a future with. But I hadn't got on Hinge in so long, and I hadn't checked, like, all my likes, and out of, like, 100, I swear there wasn't even one where I was like, wow, you look like a husband. There were a ton of hot ones, but it's like, you don't put your job that's giving F-boy energy. You also, like, your photos are just of your body, or, you know, they're just around your car, or, you know, little things like that I pick up on. I'm like, your photos have to actually seem like you have a great community. Like, put your job. Like, obviously, if you're looking for a long-term partner, you're not gonna not put that. Like, that's important to us. The inverse is, like, when they just put, like, CEO. I'm like, okay, CEO of what company? I need to look you up. CEO of what, or rented unit? Like, tell me. I'm not trying to like project or put negative energy out there or ruin anyone else's dating experience. I just find for me personally and like my friends, like it's just really challenging to find like a guy who aligns with like what you're looking for, especially when you're so like in tune. I'm really hopeful that my person would be like in Miami or Florida, but I genuinely don't think I'll find my guy here, and that's totally fine. It's just hard because I love Miami. I love living here. I'm kind of in this like weird predicament where I'm like, shoot, would I have to move in order to find my person? But that just feels like not Daphne. So I'm gonna go on a short walk and then I have therapy, so we'll probably end up talking about this anyways, but I hope you guys have a great day.
I'm just gonna say it outright. Dating in Miami is not for the weak. Dating in Miami is not for the lover girls, and dating in Miami is not for the women who want anything serious out of life. I'm a firm believer in like what you seek out, you shall find, and also like what you speak and what you say, especially if it's negative, will come to fruition. However, I just need to rant right now, guys. Believe me when I say the only thing that I want out of life is to love and to be loved. I want a family, I want a home, I want children. I want a husband who's my best friend and we build a beautiful life together and make decisions together and just build something incredible with. I want to be taken care of. I want a marriage that my parents didn't have. My parents got divorced and all I want is to just be loved and have a beautiful marriage. Like I still believe in marriage and I still believe in love despite what I was raised with. That's all I want out of life, right? Everything that I just said does not exist in Miami. Like I'm telling you right now, it doesn't exist. Or it exists, but it exists with conditions, because the amount of men that I've met that are actively married and cheating on their wives is appalling and disgusting here. Not only that, the amount of love bombers here are scary. Like every single time that I get involved with a guy and get love bombed, I always get my hopes up and always get disappointed. And I would like to think I'm a cautious person. Like I exercise caution when dating, but I just feel like every single time it's a constant cycle of love bombing, then gaslighting, and then just leaving. And they disappoint you every single time. And I'm like so sick of it. And I'm like trying not to get emotional because it's just really fucking hard. I just feel like I'm in this constant cycle of letting my guard down and then getting disappointed later. Genuinely, all I want is respect, communication, consistency, loyalty. All I want. And then I just feel like I keep getting involved with these men who are like promising me the world. I let my guard down a little only to get disappointed and begging for the bare minimum, and somehow that's always just too much. And I know it's not me, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn or say that I'm perfect by any means, but like I'm pretty. I know that I'm pretty. I have a good body. I'm in shape. I work hard. I have a big heart. I'm feminine. I believe in God. I have good values. And like, that's what men claim that they want, but somehow it's just never enough. I feel like this is a phenomenon specific to Miami because all of my other single girlfriends around my age in their late 20s to mid 30s, they're all having the same issues with the men here. They get their hopes up just to get disappointed. And like I said, I really think this is specific to Miami and what Miami brings out of the men here. Like I am from North Jersey, like a smaller suburban town in North Jersey, and everybody that I grew up with who's still there, they are either settling down, like even something as simple as like engagement posts, engagement announcements. Like I see them all the time from people I grew up with and people I know from like North Jersey, New York area. But down here, I never, ever see engagement announcements from people who like met in Miami, dated in Miami. Like that just doesn't happen here. I feel like that's not how people move here. And I'm just so sick of like playing games and playing hard to get and dating a bunch of people and having a roster. Like I don't want that. I want genuine unconditional love, and I just feel like it's nowhere to be found here. I'm just sad.
Guys, I've tried to make this video twice already. I'm kind of like, is this a sign that I shouldn't post this and talk about this? But I'm like, what the heck? Anyways, this is my third dating story from my dating series, and this one is like a crazy life one. It's not like a toxic man, you know, Miami stuff. It changed a lot for me and I just wanted to talk about it. Anyways, so I met the guy at a best friend's wedding and I was a bridesmaid, he was a groomsman. We hit it off, everything was great, everything was amazing. He was super respectful, super caring, just everything that I had not experienced in the past. So whatever. We're texting, talking. He doesn't live in Miami. He lives a couple hours away and by car. Cool. He leaves us to the wedding. We're texting, talking on the phone all the time for like 2 months straight. Everything's cool. Everything's chilling. Everything's amazing. Then it's starting to get really serious and I get scared because I'd just gotten out of a really difficult relationship. Like very recently, and I was really scared to commit and be in another relationship. So I got scared, I pumped the brakes, and we didn't talk for like 2 weeks. In that 2 weeks, he ends up in the emergency room, and like I ended up finding out. I reached out to him. He was getting a biopsy done. He was feeling sick, and so then we start texting again, like all day, every day. A month after, he gets his results, and he was diagnosed with cancer. And everything after that changed very, very quickly. Very, very crazy. Very, very sad. Very difficult. Very heavy. All of the above, as you can imagine. Our first day was actually, I went after his first chemo, and I did go a couple times up there, and I stayed at the hospital, and I was part of some of the chemos and the conversations and the procedures and like all of that in the first couple months of his treatment. And it was very heavy. It was very difficult. Very difficult. But I was like, I'm gonna ride till the wheels fall off, because that's who I am, and that's what he deserved. 100%. He was amazing to me throughout all that time. Even though he was the one going through cancer, he was still respectful, did so much for me, and I did a lot for him as well. And I was very, very there, like in insane ways that some people are like, I think, why'd you do all of that? You barely like knew the guy. You didn't have to. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, my heart did not allow me not to do that. I would do it for anybody, whether it's a boyfriend or not. We were technically together, and then of course things started getting more difficult with the treatment, and he started changing, and like all these things started to happen, and ultimately he decided to like end things and put distance between us, because he didn't want me to be hurt if he ended up passing away, or if things got harder, and he wanted me to like live my life and focus on me. And it was like really affecting me mentally, emotionally, physically, all of the above, as you can imagine, and for him like 30 times more. But it was a really dark time. It was really hard to see someone going through that. And he tried to like save me from that, which I do now like really appreciate. And it was a very selfless act, but a very confusing act for me at the time. And anyways, point is, like, he's okay. He's alive. He's well. Thank God. He's cancer free. He finished treatment. He's okay now. And I hope he has like 40,000 more years of life and health. Please, God. He deserves it 100%. And ultimately, obviously, if I'm talking about the story, it's because we're not together. And we're not together because sometimes it affects people in different ways, and we have different reactions, and I would never judge that. And so his reaction was more to like push people away and like deal with it on his own. I learned so much about life, about like, you know, seeing someone basically in a life or death situation. I learned so much about like what I deserve in a partnership and from a man, and just so much that it was a lot, but it was beautiful and sad at the same time. It was a very bittersweet feeling, and I'm always gonna think back on that time because it's something that you would never even expect to happen to you. You know, that is one of my stories, and again, it's not like a toxic, crazy Miami story like the other ones that I have, but it's one that really altered a lot for me when it comes to love and when it comes to relationships and when it comes to valuing my life and health and all these things. And who knows where we will end up? Who knows? A lot happened, and it was so early on and so heavy. Anyways, that's one of my other stories. And yeah, just like so you guys get a little more insight on like my life and things I've gone through and things I've experienced and been a part of. And of course, like, there's so much more to the story, but that's his story to say, not mine. I'm just speaking on my side of it and how I experienced it. But yeah, let's see what other ones I end up talking about.